Hello and welcome to the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce CEO Corner. I'm Ted Pitts, President and CEO. When many people think of the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce, they think of our larger members, but you'd be surprised to find out that almost 60% of our membership are small businesses, those businesses with less than 50 employees. Today we're lucky to have with us Tia Williams with ServPro, who serves on the Chamber of Commerce Small Business Council. Welcome, Tia.
Ted, I'm glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about ServPro.
We are a water and fire mitigation company, which means that, like normal contractors, we come into properties that have been damaged by either natural or man-made water or fire damage, and that can also be sewage backup, biohazard, a lot of other types of damages. But unlike the construction companies, we're the ones that kind of come in and mitigate the damage during the actual emergency. It could be 2 or 3 in the morning after an emergency takes place. We get everything ripped out and sustain the drying process so that we can either continue on and finish the repairs or get another company in to do so.
Good. And the thing we're here to talk about today is something the Small Business Council here at the Chamber of Commerce has taken on as kind of an issue they need to see addressed, and that's business licensing fees. Tell us, for example, in one county like Lexington County where you do work, how many business licensing fees may you have to pull just to do work inside Lexington County?
We actually have 9 current licenses right now.
And so you have to go through 9 different processes with municipalities, because I don't even think the county has a business license. Right. 9 different processes just to go through and be able to do work in municipalities in Lexington County.
Correct. And one interesting part of that is a lot of people don't even understand if they're in Lexington, if they're in the town of Lexington or in Lexington County. So usually we have to know the areas really well to even know when we have to get the business license.
And let's talk about some of the other problems. You were telling me a little bit about a job you had in a municipality where it was over the weekend, late at night. You had to go in and stabilize things. And then you showed up Monday morning to meet a municipal inspector who was there to write you a ticket for violating their code for not having a business license to do that work.
Correct. This particular municipality didn't require a business license until you actually start the job. So we showed up about 2 in the morning, first notice of the loss. We usually will come in and the instruction of the insurance company to start mitigating damage, just stripping things out, trying to get it to a place where we could dry. But the adjuster is very clear they do not want us to actually start the real process of the work until the next day whenever they have time to come out and inspect. So we didn't go first thing in the morning the next day to go get a business license because, 1, we didn't know if we were going to actually do the work, and 2, it was more important to be there with the customer that day. So we're a little bit bigger. We could have somebody go and get a business license if we had to, but especially in business, you might only have 2 people working, and you wouldn't be able to do that the day of the job.
So the process is really not business friendly.
It's not easy.
Right. Well, and let's talk a little bit about some of the other problems that come along with business license fees. When you're doing work inside a municipality or you're located inside a municipality, you do work outside that municipality, do they try to collect business license fees for work you do in other areas?
Correct, yes. And we actually do a lot of storm work as well. So not even just outside of the town limits that we have the business license, but in the Northeast where we come and clean up after hurricanes and that kind of thing. So we could have several $100,000 in volume, but that still gets reported in the town that we are operating. So it makes it very hard to sustain our practices locally whenever we have to constantly be reporting everything we do outside of that area.
And do they calculate business license fees the same in each municipality?
No, it is. It's different slightly by each municipality, and the renewal dates are different. Process to renew is different. So usually my admin, thankfully, has been with me for a long time, and she understands it to most of the degree. When we are busy, a lot of times we don't understand what they really need of us until we get there in person.
And when they calculate the amount you owe, they do it on the size of the job or the amount of profit that you make?
It's on the size of the job. And a lot of times if it's usually something like a $2,000 minimum volume, so we could have a $95 carpet job, we're still required to pay the full business license fee. Or it could be a very large job, but we don't know until much later if we're going to make a profit on that job. So a lot of times it's just kind of up in the air. I'd rather it be the end of the year that we know total what we made, we can pay our appropriate business licenses.
So in some cases you pay more in business license fees, or in a case you can pay more in a business license fee than you actually make in an area.
It's very possible. We have some little towns that we do just a couple jobs here and there a year, and if they're asking for that minimum of $2,000 and we're only doing a couple carpet cleanings and the business license fee is $55, that's pretty much our profit margin because we have a very low profit margin on carpet cleaning.
And there's been two bills introduced in the General Assembly by Representative Samuel Rivers and Representative Rick Quinn that address the issue and try to have a uniform process. And the Small Business Council here at the Chamber of Commerce is hopeful that those issues will be addressed.
Right, and we think it would be great. We want to be able to pay our fees. We want to be able to give back to the towns that we operate in, but at the same time, just having a unified, streamlined system with one.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us in the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce CEO